My dog just went in for I do video record just a little bit so I might catch some people's feet, but feet, did I really just say that? But right there. But I just I just took my dog to the vet, and I actually posted the video on Awesome Pause's Facebook page, where, because they know me and they know who I am, they gave me the needle, they gave me the blood work, but I have my dog jump up on the table to help her. But then I actually draw blood on her completely by myself, no restraint. Like, you can see that she's perfectly fine with me poking her in the arm, not moving. So, like, you can teach whatever you want, and if you do it fear-free and force-free, it's really ultimately the dog's decision anyway. You just teach them, you make the right decision, you get paid. And like in the video, you can totally see she's like, okay, Mom, treats, but I can draw blood, no problem. And you see how bouncy she is. So for her to contain herself, she's able to do that. But yeah, so let me go grab Luke. But any way, shape, or form, I never know what's going to happen. I haven't worked with Luke before. He might come out, he might be barky again, a little bit reactive, we'll see. My ideal goal is to teach you the first few homeworks, which is eye contact, name, a little bit of come or touch. And then we'll probably bring out Bailey for some other things too. We'll just kind of see what Luke allows me to do, and then Bailey can come up for the others. We'll see what Bailey does. Okay, great. Yeah. I don't. Did I say the wrong dog name? Perfect. I try to learn everybody's names and dogs, I promise. And then if you have questions at the end, you're always welcome to stay after, because I do stay after. So some of the working portion, keep in mind, watch how I'm paying, when I'm paying, what I'm saying, when I'm saying it, because some of these things move quickly, so I can't always talk about them through it. But like, I'm just gonna wait for Luke to hopefully look up at me. But if he doesn't, if he's like, whoa, I'm gonna bring out the hot dog and be like, hey, and do whoa. Hopefully he'll be hungry enough to say hi. And if he's not, and actually there's no food allowed in this room.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, if you want to bring it up front. I just realized that you're gonna, drinks are okay, but no food. Just because all the daycare dogs come into you.
Oh yeah, he'll be like, I want everything.
Yeah, so bring it out front and go watching it. I mean, they see their parents and go, wow, anyway. But yeah, if you want to just get it out when I go get him. But yeah, just keep in mind that, you know, if he doesn't work, it's okay. It's the first time he's ever been here in this amount of people, and it's kind of like, here, go teach calculus in front of 50,000 people, and you're like, oh, but, you know.
He might be a little bit intimidated.
Yeah. I'm going to bring him like through here and start a little bit here, so you'll probably hear more than you'll see necessarily, but then I'm going to try to get him a little more soon. If he's looking at you, my only comment is don't look back at him, because what am I trying to teach? To look at me. Anybody who makes eye contact, you're right, Mom, you're like, oh, great. And you love your dog and he's cute, but just like, oh, he's going to be like this, and if you're just like, oh, just look at me. Because then if the dog looks over, they go, what are you looking at? Oh, this is you? I want to go over there. You know, and hopefully, again, he's hungry enough to want to do stuff for me, but we'll see. But anybody who makes eye contact, you actually are reinforcing the dog. If your dog barks and you look at them, you've just said barking works. Even if you said nothing. All right, guys, so tonight during orientation, we're going to teach sit, stand, down, recalls, name recognition. In class next week, you're going to go in front of a cone. Goodbye, have a nice night. How many of you have loved that orientation? What's missing? Attention. What do I teach first? Attention. I cannot teach anything else unless I actually have the dog's attention. A lure. How many of you just looked at the ball, right? A lure. It's okay. See how we all learn? We all lure things. If I had a $100 bill, most of you would be like this, I'm sure. I don't have that, sadly. But if that's the case, right, if we lure, I still want to get the lure out of the picture so that the dog goes, well, where'd it go? Can I have it? But even if we lure, it's okay right now for him to go like, oh, there's a hot dog, until I can start teaching him that, like, yeah, yes means you get it. And then I'll start asking for eye contact. So I just say, you know, we'll take a couple minutes, we'll see what he does, we'll start building off of that. We'll kind of see as we go. But don't worry if he doesn't respond, it's okay, but we're going to try. Let's see what he does. Okay, I'll be right back. like, am I full of people? Oh my gosh, there's something cool. You smell it? He's like, where are my parents? Oh, they're in here somewhere. What's this? Oh. So then I go, does Luke like what I have? Right? So I call that the magnet effect. And remember, don't look at him if he looks at you. I know he's handsome, but if the magnet effect works, so if your dog is hungry enough and likes what you have, you should be able, good shake off. Or just give him a minute. So just like class, I'd say come on in, go to your cone, you give him a minute to 3 minutes, and let him sniff, let him check it out. But this is all of the area he kind of gets right now. I don't know if that's a treat. That'd be a treat. Hi. Good. There you go. Okay. There you go. Did you miss it? There you go. So then I start to say, so when you have a leash, I want to hold it halfway. I want to attach it to my hip so that this is the radius we get. Oh no, he's jumping. I should yell at him, right? Off. Yes. Even if he doesn't look at me. What you're doing is you're starting. I'm sorry if I didn't give you enough space for that. Did you catch another smell? He's like, ew, another dog is here. Ew, Harper was here. But if you actually still reiterate what that is, you're building repetitions. They're hearing you. They'll get it better if they're looking at you and paying more attention. But attention, he hasn't learned yet. So I can't expect him. Oh. He's a marker. Does he mark at home?
Yeah.
Does he mark
Well,
here?
not
Okay.
inside.
But all right. Hey, Soraya, can you get me a mop? Please. I saw her. I immediately was like, you know we're there too, but I wasn't sure she was up there yet. And again, like Harper was up here, so he's probably like, oh, where's Harper? Lucas. But again, he already did it, so even being mad at him right now, just pull away. All right, whatever. He's neutered already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just shows that I was also more of a confident type dog, and you know, a female was up here, so he's more like, hey.
Oh. So that was
Probably more that because that's not a hot dog. He actually was smelling the spot away from the hot dog, and that's my guess is because Harper was sitting more in that area. My dog is intact. She's not spayed, so she doesn't come to daycare. She comes here to a suite, like in training. But she's a competition dog, and yes, she's a potential breeding dog. We're just finishing up our health testing in March. We just got hips to do. Everything else is good. So he might be smelling like, oh, it's an intact female, so mine.
But then why would he pee if he like smells a female?
To say the girl is his against other dogs,
okay.
other males potentially. Yeah, sorry. There you go. So here's this, and where does he look? So what do? I just wait. Yes, until he looks at me. So the first time or two, if I see that it's taken him a couple extra seconds, it's okay. But I might not say his name right away until he's faster about it. Yes. Right, so there's a good second one. Look, yes. Right, so we start to actually get what's called rapid reinforcement. So then he's on my left-hand side. Look, yes. And if you offer a sit, or if he's standing, or if he's downing, he's not wrong. It's just eye contact that I'm looking for. How about over here? It's like, spin cycle. Luke, yes. Right? So eye contact and name recognition is the first homework assignment. Well, besides picking what word and definition you want first. At Jojo. Hi. You're getting a shorter leash then. But that way you go home, you discuss what words and phrases you want with what definitions, and you start to actually then teach them their name first. So in every room of your house for 3 minutes or so, maybe up to 5, depends on how active he is and what he wants to do, I show him the food, I pull it away, and he looks at me, and when he looks at me, that's his name.
And you always do it with the,
yes.
with the leash?
In the house, the first session, if they're staying next to you because you have a hot dog, you can do it off leash. But I also train on leash in the house. Great question, by the way. On leash in the house because what do you do when you go outside? You clip on a leash. So if you never teach them, the leash is also what applies. I go on leash, off leash, on leash, off leash. You know, just play with it. So great question. But I do train on leash in the house for sits and downs and eye contact and everything else too. Because sometimes it's on leash and sometimes it's off leash. And eventually the hope is that the leash doesn't matter. If I didn't have the leash, where would he be right now? He's pulling, right? He'd be away from me.
Yeah.
So I need to teach him that the leash doesn't matter.
Now,
But great
what
question.
would you have done if he jumped up on you instead of just looking at you? If he jumped up
So like
on
the
you?
first time again, like when he was jumping up, I'm like, hi, how are you? You gonna jump up? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna jump up. I get all my attention away, off, yes, and pay. Some people like to do hand signals, and I like to do them as well sometimes. We just started with eye contact, which is not what. He's like, well, hi, Lee. How are you? But I also would encourage, like, if you have kids a lot of times, I'll start to, like, cross my arms, or I'll hold out my hands. Because what do people do if a dog's going to jump up on them? Right? A lot of times we'll do that. Otherwise, I teach the dog like this. Off. Yes. And I pay. Well, he's not jumping. Why are you saying off when he's not jumping? I don't know. Why am I saying off when he's not jumping? Does anybody remember?
Because he's already
off.
off.
Yes. Then he learns the definition of off is actually sit here and look really cute. So that if he makes a mistake and jumps, I can just say off and he'll get off and I don't have to pay him because he made a mistake.
Oh, so yeah, so you don't pay him.
So if he's made a mistake, I would go off and I would be like, all right, well, good boy. I wouldn't say yes. I'd just say good boy because you listened. But if you do off without jumping, yes, you get paid.
Oh.
Right?
So you have to say yes each time you give a cue?
I do if I'm paid. Yep, my yes means you did the work, you're getting paid. So you did $40, you get your paycheck. If you did the work, he gets paid. Did you find that one now? It's yeah, no, the key was right there.
Rose.
Hi. So if I'm going to do freebie, see? I say freebie. I always go, hey, look, I meant to do that. If I go from eye contact into SIT, wow, you're reading minds now. That's really impressive. Smart dog. That's going to be a problem later, by the way. No, no, I'm just smart dog. But if you're going from eye contact into, say, a default sit, did I say sit? Did I do anything for sit? He just went, oh, this is probably going to get me a cookie, right? Because I have cookies. I go back into doing the 4 steps. He's sitting, but I want him to look at me. So when he looks at me, I go, sit. And you see, where did he look? Did anybody catch that? At the hand. I didn't say why he asked, so I can't move my hand. Most dogs are trained with SIT equals the hand extends. What happens if I don't have a treat then? Good. Sit. Yes. And then pay. So I want him working for, in theory, I want him working for a yes or for me, because later on, good. So he's barking. Oh, he's a bad dog, right? Let's go. Good. Redirect. Quiet. Yes. And pay. So how do I stop the bark? Shake it off. Yes. I like to pay a shake off because it's quite literally them shaking off stress.
Really? Every time they shake?
Clarify. Good question. When they bark or they get a little upset, and then you see them back off and shake it off, it's like, okay, I don't have to be as worried.
Oh, okay.
If they're shaking because they just itched or you put on a new collar, different story.
Okay.
But yeah, even in play, a lot of dogs will get themselves up the ante and get so rough and wrestle, and then you'll see both of them stop and shake it off. They're trying to bring themselves down. They're getting a little stressed, but they're doing what's called a calming signal, and going, oh, all right, I can handle this. Yes, you can, which is why I pay it. If you shake it off, I'll pay you for that, because you are calming yourself down. Great decision. Great decision. Great decision. Wrong decision. Great decision. You see how I train? More proactive, more reward, redirect if they're incorrect. Maybe? I think there was a piece like, I felt like kind of like, oh, okay. So going back into SIT, any questions with the eye contact and name? Right? I just wait for him to look up. Luke, yes. And then I pay. Get him on the right, get him on the left. Right? So that's how I would teach them their name. Even if you think they know it, go back to that as your first homework. In case you're trying to mark my bag. Ha ha ha! Oh, look at that. Oh, look, you circled. And you spin. Woohoo! It's like, oh, what did you do that for? So then, right, you probably started that. I'm not going to say you haven't. But then I wait for his eye contact. You see the hit and run, so you can see him doing like this. Sit. Yes. There you go. Ready? And you see how I don't call him yet? Because I don't think he knows his name yet. Maybe he does, but I'm not going to call him and have him blow me off. Sit. Yes. Okay. Lure over here. Oops. Sit. See the hit and run?
Yeah.
Yes, when he settles.
Yeah.
When his eye contact settles, he doesn't do the I call that the hit and run. Okay, can I have it? Sure. When you say can I have it, and you actually mean it. Ready? Good. So eye contact, SIT. Oh, he made a mistake. Off. Good boy. But if he doesn't make a mistake, off. Yes. Do you see the difference? He made a mistake. I helped him be correct. That's off, and that's good boy. But if you don't make a mistake, good. But if you don't make a mistake and you don't bark, quiet. Yes. And you do get paid. So you make a mistake, I'm going to redirect you. That was good. But you don't get paid. I had to do the work. So I actually eat the hot dog, which I don't recommend necessarily if you're feeding with their food. Right? Joke. But if they're doing the work and now he's hearing noises, you see his ear. He's hearing what's going on. Quiet. Yes. And you get paid. So teaching quiet. We're kind of jumping around a little bit. Like I said, we never know what's going to happen. Totally fine.
So he eventually figures it out.
Eventually, through enough repetitions, then he'll be barking and he'll just go quiet and he'll be like, sorry, and shut right up. But right now, I want him really understanding the definition. Quiet. Yes. Okay.
And so he's not barking right now with like all these people, but when people
Quiet.
come over to our
Yes.
house,
Okay.
he's barking.
So I would keep him on leash. I bring a high value. Quiet. Yes. And just start doing this. So before you need quiet, before people come over and he's barking, I would truly teach him what quiet means. Like
Okay.
here. Good. Quiet. Yes. So that he doesn't have a chance to even guess. Oh, I don't like those people I'm barking. What does quiet mean? So here's garbage bags. Check it out. Quiet. Yes. So redirect, hey, you checked it out, that's great, but come on over here. I don't want you barking. Come on over here. Quiet. Yes. And pay. So he starts knowing exactly what quiet means because when people come over, I still make it a training session for new dogs. We'll go quiet, yes and pay, quiet, yes and pay. But 6 months down the road, blah, 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 it's probably gonna be woof, woof. Should I bark at them anymore? No, quiet? All right, I'm gonna go lay down now. Because you set them up for success and taught them those things. But right now, teach them quiet in every room of the house, make it a training session. So go to the doorways, go to the windows, go to the bedrooms, go to the bathroom, then bring it to the car, then bring it outside. So I do 2 to 3 minutes in the house, and then I go outside, then I go in the car, then I go to the vet's office. Yes, the vet's office, make it cookie visits where they don't get stabbed in the back. Come here, if your daycare dogs are here, come here for 5 minutes. Come here with hot dogs, maybe 5 minutes before you drop them off, or when you pick them up, bring string cheese, work for 5 minutes and just quiet. Lots of options for getting field trips in. I'm going to recommend you take your dog on at least 1 field trip this week so that you can see, do break, so that you can see exactly what your dogs are doing with the strategy. Check it out. Quiet. Yes. And I say check it out, which we'll go more into next week so you don't have to worry about it. But literally, he's not barking, he's just looking at it. That's check it out. And what did he immediately do when anybody see it? What'd you say? I said, check it out. Quiet. Yes. He's like, dude, I like the hot dog dispenser. Whoops. You bump a knee. Quiet. Yes. So quite literally, that's a quiet session. 2 to 3 minutes, every room of the house, just quiet. Give him a break. Check it out. Good. Quiet. Yes. So that he just starts thinking it's no big deal. Everything that happens is no big deal.
How much of a break?
Anywhere from 5 minutes up. You know, how many of you have a favorite show you watch every night or every other night? How many of you DVR and you just go through the commercials? If you have Hulu, you suck. No, I'm joking. This doesn't have commercials. Then I pause it. Like every 10, 15 minutes, I would pause my show. Or when it's a commercial, train your dog. So have a little Tupperware container, string cheese, hot dogs, kibble, something, banana chips, carrots, something you don't even have to wash your hands for. Check it out. Hi. Hello. And for those of you that didn't see, I just was like, hi, hello. Good. Quiet. Yes. Redirect. He's like, oh, I might go over there and pee. I might go over here. We're still working it technically. But you have something next to you, so that on a commercial, how long is a commercial? 3 to 5 minutes. Guess how I train? I'm lazy when I get home. I'm not going to get home until 9, 10 o'clock, and that's normal for me. And then I still got emails and paperwork to do because I got to send homework. So every commercial, usually a dog will get trained, or all of them will get trained. They'll do something so that they're not going like this every night. So commercial train. I swear the TV guy put him in just for that. Behaviorally speaking. So eye contact, right? Sit. Quiet. Yes. He's like, I did those all the time. Being able to also work on off. Yes. And pay. Walk him to a new spot. Off. Yes. And pay. And whether he's sitting, standing, or downing. off, yes, and pay. So that he is just simply hearing off, yes, and pay. So standing here looking cute, sitting here looking cute, 4 on the floor. Sitting, standing, or downing, 4 on the floor is off. Not barking is quiet, yes. If he chooses to sit, totally fine.
So he'll
And then even the butt on the ground, right? Sit, yes. See his tail that time? Okay, so what's the question?
he'll associate off, even though he's not on you, by your hands being like this.
Crossed or with the word off. Yep, yep.
Okay.
If we get the definition first, and then we say the word or phrase, or the hand cue, like if you're doing sit, right? How many of you do this? That can easily mean that, but I wait for eye contact, so he sees this first, sit, yes, and then he gets paid. So then eventually, it'll just be this, sit, yes, and then he gets paid. I didn't say it, but I repeated my cue technically, right? So when he understands it and truly knows it, he'll barely see the hand go up and the butt will slam on the ground. If you're going sit and your dog's butt sitting the ground, then you know they kind of know it. But you've got to generalize it. People also think that dogs generalize, they don't. So by that I mean, if you're doing it in front of your couch, that's when they know it, take them outside. But he should know this. No, he doesn't. Different picture, different distractions. Going to the pet store, but he knows it. Actually, he doesn't until you've brought him all these places and started to generalize it for him. So bring them in lots of places. Any questions so far? So eye contact, which is their name, being able to do SIT, OFF, or whichever word you're going to use for it. Quiet as well. I might run through all of them with him and then go through Bailey. He might let me go through most of them. And then we'll bring Bailey out and see what she does. You're doing way better than even I expected, by the way. Good job. Smart dog. Like, well, hot dogs, you have, or turkey dogs. You have turkey dogs. I like to play a game called the collar game, so I would encourage you. It's super easy, really easy to do on the couch. Hold a piece of food, touch the collar. Collar, yes, okay. Why do I do this? Because I want them to be not sensitive to the collar. Collar, yes. Collar, yes. Eventually, Lord, heaven forbid, knock on wood, you're not going to have an emergency, but what if someone has to grab your dog by the collar because of something? You got in a car accident, something like that. Dogs commonly bite when people reach for them. I want to teach reaching is awesome. Like, hands come to me, usually something tasty's in it, right? Because then also, collar, let's go, yes. I can start to lead them or guide them. And then that, not that you want every single person to be able to do it, but you start to teach them that this is not a bad thing, which if you're calling them to you, some dogs play, oh, catch me if you can. But if I go, collar, yes, let's go in the house. Don't sit out there in 20 below weather because I'm not chasing you. Usually the dogs are like, no, but some huskies are like, check it out. Yes! Oh, wow, very nice. You literally was like, check it out. Good job.
So we have another collar for him that we have to put on because we have the Invisifence.
Okay.
And so especially when Eric puts it on him,
Yeah.
he tends to pee.
Okay. Because it shocks and it hurts. You know, he probably is anticipating that, like, by barriers. I'm not gonna, you have an invisible fence. Fine. No problem. Like, it's not a big deal. But he pees because he probably is anticipating that if he goes close to a barrier, it's going to hurt or it's going to buzz or something, because they have to learn how it works. Did anybody see him just punch me? Like, pay attention, man. I'm willing to work for you. Come on. Give me your job.
But with that collar, he's good.
But with the invisible fence collar, I would do the let's do the same game as what I was going at. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You know, the peeing is probably most likely submissive urination, anticipatory of a shock. If he goes to the fence, he doesn't like it, so he doesn't want to put on, right? So make him want it to be put on.
Okay.
Quite literally. Quite literally. Hey, look, you're getting your collar on. I'm assuming he doesn't go close to the barrier anymore, right? No. So he probably doesn't need to be shocked anymore. Fair enough. Like, I am not the trainer who says it's right or wrong either. I'm not gonna be like, you're horrible for using a shock collar. Legally, I just can't. Hi. So you see how his food drive goes down with the stretch ball going up. But I'm not paying him. I'm luring him, but I'm not paying him. Hi. Yes. And he has to control stuff. Because then you do this, check it out. Oh, there you go. Quiet. Yes. And we go back to good stuff. How often has he barked on a leash? Habit, right? But when did I tap? Not until he stopped barking. Barking gets attention. Where's he looking? He's a hound dog. There's a hound in him. If barking gets anybody to look at him, including parents, which works, then he's going to do it again. Yes, when he's quiet. What gets my attention? Quiet. Yes. And then if he gets demanding, because adrenaline went up. He went to react, adrenaline came up, he saw another dog, he wanted to react. I know it's no big deal. If you have the leash, you have control of your dog. The goal of training, you know, and maybe that's the question you should ask yourself. What is the goal of training? What is your goal of training? You want him on leash the rest of his life? In case something happens? I never see a hit-by-car dog as a technician come in with a leash attached. I don't train them this way so I can rely on the leash forever. But right now I need the leash, but when he's not actively pulling and he's making the right decisions, right? So let's see what he does. Give him an inch. Does he take it? He takes it. He has not been trained not to do that. So my job is to help him be more successful. It tells me also, like, I need him to work for me. He does this because it works normally. Barking makes him feel better. Reacting makes him feel better. Growling makes them feel better. Dogs don't bark or growl if they trust something. My goal is to always build trust. Quiet. Yes. So as soon as he loosens the leash and does something, right, I moved a little bit, but he loosened the leash, I'll pay you for that. Only through repetition, thousands of repetitions, are they going to learn that this behavior doesn't work. And when they're hungry, they learn a lot faster. So yeah, he's taking treats and probably is smidgen hungry, but how often has he had to work for all of his food? Probably never. You start changing how they see the home life, I have to work for everything, they're going to start making better decisions a lot faster too. And we've also had him out a little bit. It's not a big deal. Like, I work with aggressive dogs all the time. I'd rather him start thinking and learning that all that doesn't really work, and the only way he gets to eat is by being quiet, or is by being sitting, or is by off, or is by anything else, any other decision. And you can see his food drive went down because he wants to seek out a dog. So he's not hungry enough for me to work with him on that behavior because he's used to getting things for free. So you change that, you change the motivator, you change the dog, right? You either have to change and manipulate your food, treats, toys, freedom, praise, or you have to start correcting your dog. Training is about manipulation, aversively or positively. It's your choice what you do. In this class, we do positive. So it means I might block the behavior, take him to a different room, bring it behind the counter, bring it behind the door, make sure he can't see it, and then we go back to, are you going to work for your food? It's okay. Like, why does he do it? Ask him. He's reacting. It makes him feel better. Dogs do what works. So I got to stop making that work, and I got to start making something else work. So I could correct him. Yes, I could pop him. I could correct him. But that doesn't tell him what he should do. Yes, this is what you should do. Yes, this is what you should do. Yes, this is what you should do. And if he knew his name, like I would truly say, if I really thought he knew Luke and come, he'd do it, I could get him to back. So my next homework is to teach him how to come when called. So if he knew his name, I could get him out of this behavior right away. But that's where the training comes in. There's obedience and there's emotional state. Right now his emotional state is like, I really want to get to that dog. All right, but I don't have any foundation training yet to get him away from that dog, so I've got to prevent it. Or I've got to redirect it. Let's go. Good, let's go. Let's go. Good. He's like, oh, where's that dog? So I'm going to put him back up. I'm going to bring up Bailey so we can finish up. Just because I know he's not going to want to work just yet. And we worked him in there. I did promise that. So, get back. Thank you. There we go. Haley, she said I'm a little shyer. I was like, I wasn't sure where I was going. But now I know there's people. So it's fun. You know, and again, like, and so another reason to explain why I put him up is because if he doesn't want to come with me, then I just go, you know what, if you don't want to work, that's okay. Nothing bad has to happen, but nothing good has to happen either. I don't have to keep you out. You can earn freedom. Food, treats, toys, freedom, praise. Remember? You staying out means you respond, you don't react, and you kind of pay attention. If you're not at that level, I just simply put him up for a few minutes and then I would bring him out again. Like, so what would I do? I'd put him up. 5 minutes later, bring him out again. Try again. Half an hour, bring him out again. Try again. It's not right or wrong. It's a learning process. You all know how to do calculus, right? You could all teach it to me, right? Right. We're all at a different level. It's okay. Oh, hi. Sorry. I'm trying to get the rooster. What do you think? Do you like hot dogs? Oh, yeah, it's very good stuff, huh? So I'm giving a couple of freebies because you can kind of see how she's a little bit more, she's wagging her tail, but she's also a little bit lower and more timid, whereas when he came out, he was more happy and outgoing and confident, right? You know, my parents are right there. Hi, Mom and Dad. Hi, Mom and Dad. Very good. Right? And what are Mom and Dad doing? It's okay. It's all right. You caught yourself. A+ for that. I like that. So eye contact, name recognition. What again? I told you the 2 other things I want to quickly go over. Down, I'm not going to worry about so much. Have you started any down with her at all or no?
Somewhat.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay, we'll
not
try it
so
again,
much that I try
Okay.
to
Then
turn
just
away
worry
and,
even or something. Okay. Because basically, the other 2 parts of the recall, so attention, right, and then come when called, and then I do touch. So part of what I do for touch is I hold the treat in my hand, and as soon as I put it under my thumb and hold my hand flat, as soon as I feel the nose, yes, I'll pay. Now, as she gets more comfortable about coming close, yes, and I'll pay. I'll actually start adding my cue, which for me, touch, yes, there you go. Touch, yes, there you go. Oh, touch, yes. Really easy game, right? You okay there? Oh, the drop pieces. And the choir practice has started. Touch, yes, good girl. She's like, this is kind of fun. I don't require eye contact for this one. Touch, yes. I want to start with the right hand, but then I also touch, yes. Good girl. Score. Touch. There you go. Touch, yes. There you go. Oops. Go ahead. Good girl. Nice job. Very good. Oh, you're going to give a shake too already? Wow, nice to meet you. Yes. She's like, okay, we didn't formally introduce ourselves. But I did say yes, so I pay. If you say yes, I do pay. I'm a reliable boss. If I said you earned it, you earned it. So if you said yes at the wrong moment, still pay the dog, unless they're like on to 5 other things real quick. Like if you said yes and they're like, I don't care, and they're moving, you don't have to pay. But if they're like, you said yes, pay. Even if it was the wrong behavior. Yes. A little bit hip and run. There you go. So touch is important. Why do I teach it? It's a really easy thing for the dog to come all the way back to me and physically put their nose against my hand, which means they come all the way back to me as a recall. Touch? Yes. Good girl. You take hand down, nose to hand. And you prairie dog? Nice job.
I don't know.
You come with tricks. You come with tricks. I like it. Touch? Yes. Touch? Yes. And you see how that one, I just held my hand, she did it, and I went, oh, there's a treat from the other hand. So you can play with it. Left hand, right hand, maybe a little high, maybe a little low. As soon as that nose touches, that's touch, yes, and pay. I don't say touch first until I know that they're really, really sure of what that means. So if she was like, bam, and looking at me, I'd be like, oh, okay, well now I'll say touch, and she'll run over to touch. The goal is, she's gonna go chase a squirrel, and I can just go, come, touch, and she's gonna be like, be right back, come right over. See, people laugh, right? I have video proof. I have dogs that, my bulldog, going after a bird here in the parking lot. Bad me, off leash, but I also know his recall. But a bird took off. I didn't expect the bird to take off. We were going right to the car. He went off after the bird. Sherlock, come, touch. Came right back. We've gone over it thousands of times. It's an oops happening, right? But what happens when you suddenly don't have a leash on your dog? Or what happens if they pull you on ice and you fall and the leash goes out of your hand? You want to be able, oh, just come touch, I got your collar. Help. I mean, seriously, these things can come in handy. I know, what am I doing? What am I doing? Touch, yes, good girl. That was really smart. Oh, I dropped it, that was bad training. There you go. See here. So touch, right hand, left hand, just easy game, easy commercial game, right? And what about come when called? The come when called, if I'm working by myself, quiet, yes. Well, still have to work. The come when called, if I'm playing by myself, would you say COME or would you say here? What would you normally say to get her to come to you?
COME.
Okay, perfect. So if I toss that over there, freebie, right? Bailey, come, yes. And then pay. Where did I say Bailey come?
When she was that away.
Right? So when I get her in motion to me, I have to be more exciting than them. Hi, Bailey, come, yes. It's like, I don't know. My parents are over that way. I can see you see a little bit more of a timid dog. We're building confidence, right? I've never worked your dog before. I've never met her before. She's kind of doing your kind of fun, but my parents are right there. Is this okay? You see she's making me work, right? Isn't there child labor laws? I joke. Good girl. So there's the freebie. Bailey, come. Yes, good girl. And it starts to become the game not only in the house. Maybe it's on leash sometimes. Maybe they just drag the leash. Maybe it's off leash sometimes in the house. If you have more than one person, we call it ping pong puppy. Everybody takes food, they space out. They clap their hands, make as much noise as possible, get her to be really excited about coming back so that they're maybe saying they're at another person. I don't know. But then I want her to come to me. Puppy, 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 puppy. Bailey, come. Oh, yes. Move my bag. She's like, oh, what was that?
Yeah,
She's
But
still a
no,
little
noise
sensitive.
sensitivity, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. But some of that can help, right? Like she's like, this isn't really bad. It's okay. We don't want to totally scare her. But off she goes to another person. And then, Bailey, come. Yes. Every time she's in motion to me should be the only time she hears her name and COME. It's not when she's running the other direction. I've got to get her to turn around. Is that Freya? Or
I think it's Pedro.
okay. Oh, Freya's a little louder, I think, too. Baby noises. But every time she's in motion to me, step one, get the definition. You can't say COME if she's running the other direction. Well, you could, but what are the chances of her actually coming when called? Unless she's been reinforced a lot, very little. So then you have to say it again. And now you're teaching your dog to blow you off. If you say it more than once, you've taught them to blow you off. That's why, again, like saying it more, saying it louder, just say it once. If they know it, if I go, Bailey, come. Yes, good girl. There's the jackpot. Wow, good girl. Now, is it a fluke? Is it not? I don't know. I'm not going to constantly test her, but that was a great test. And she was like, okay, great dog, very nice. And she got 3 really tasty treats for that. She's like, hey, look what direction she's facing now.
So what happens
Yes.
if